Good afternoon, everybody. Joey here from the Studio Creative Group, and I thought today, since I was a little bored at the house, I would offer some tips and tricks for everybody to help with their live streaming videos. I know a lot of business owners and a lot of individuals are spending time in front of their phones, in front of their cameras, creating content. A lot of live streaming going on, whether it's people reading stories and books, business owners trying to get out information to the community, people doing yoga. There's all kinds of great content being created right now. And I wanted to help just a little bit your videos pop a little bit more whenever you live stream. So a couple of tips and tricks today really quickly to help things really look and sound as best as they can. And I'm going to do this for as cheap as possible, if not completely free. So a couple of things to start. First and foremost is sound. So many people live stream holding their phone out in front of their face, using the onboard microphone on their camera or on their phone. And the problem with that is you end up with a microphone that's 3, 4, 5 feet away from your face, depending on how long your arms are or where you've got your phone set up. So with the microphone being so far away, you end up sounding like you're in a big echo chamber. People have a hard time hearing you. And there is one thing that you have with you right now you can use for free that'll help a lot. And if I back up just a little bit, I think you can see, I have my microphone from my headset that comes with the iPhone, paper clipped to my shirt. So I just tucked this guy right inside my shirt and then paper clipped it in place and ran it to my phone. That way I've got a microphone right up against my body and not 3 or 4 feet away. So it's going to sound a lot better immediately just by doing something like this. You don't have to go out and spend $100 on an exterior microphone. You've got one right here ready to go. So use your headphones, clip them onto your shirt, and you'll have much, much better audio. Now, of course, you can go out and spend money if you want, but there's really no need because you have this available to you completely free already. So first tip, microphone, going to make a big, big difference. Second tip that I have for you is lighting. Now, in the film business, like we're in at the studio, we use big, expensive cinema cameras, and those cameras have really, really big digital sensors. Those digital sensors work much better in lower light than the sensor on your phone. Fact of the matter is, digital camera sensors eat light. They require a lot of light to work. Now, the bigger the sensor is, the less light you can use. The smaller the sensor, like these tiny little guys in your phone, they require a lot of light to make a good looking image. The lower the light hitting you, the lower the quality of the video is going to be. So we recommend using a lot of light to get the highest quality image as possible. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm using some lights here in the studio. I'm going to turn those off and let you see instantly the image looks more drab, more dull, but there's also a loss in quality whenever I turn the lights off. So I'm going to kill these guys. And immediately you can see the image just looks bad. We've gotten a little grainy. I'm not nearly as clear to see on the screen. So things right away start to look a lot worse without additional lighting. So we always recommend pumping in as much light onto your subject as possible, especially when you're using your phone as your camera. So lots and lots of light. I'll bring these back on and you'll see. Today I am using 3 lights to make this happen. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. As a matter of fact, you probably have everything you need to do this at home right now and you don't even know it. Let me show you what I'm using. So behind me, I'll pull this guy back over, I have one of these. This is a $6 can light that you can pick up at Home Depot. You probably have a couple in your garage right now. 6, maybe $7, and I've got a big, bright, compact fluorescent. You can also pick those up at Lowe's or Home Depot. So I'm using 3 of these right now. I've got one on my right, I've got one on my left, and then this one I'm using in the background up against the wall just to give a little extra light behind me. So literally, I've got 3 of these, $6 a pop, that's $18, and you may already have these in your garage, and your lighting will immediately be better than if you just use the available light in your room. This is really unflattering light, and it looks low quality and unprofessional. And again, your camera sensor is going to produce much lower quality without a lot of added light. So I always recommend adding more and more light, and you can do so probably for free with just what you have sitting around in your garage. So you don't have to spend a ton of money on big studio lights to make something look really good. And it doesn't take that long to set up. These literally clamp onto anything. Clamp it on a bookshelf, clamp it on your TV, on a ladder, or whatever you got laying around, and pump all that extra light onto you, and you're going to look a lot better on these live streams than if you just use the available light in the room. So always, always, always more light. Now, another thing that we see that's kind of common in the industry right now, and a lot of people ask me about, are things called ring lights. And we see beauty bloggers use these a lot of makeup tutorials on Instagram and YouTube use these guys. And it's this. It's a big LED light that comes with often a slot so you can mount your phone. There it is right there in the middle. And you can put your phone right in the middle of this big ring light. These are okay. They pump out a lot of light, which is good. The problem I have with them from a filmmaking standpoint is the look that they give. This light is a little less flattering, especially for those of us with rounder faces. Lighting from the side tends to give a little more depth and dimension to your face instead of flattening your face out. So I'll show you. I actually have a ring light set up right now. So I'm going to turn off my other lights and bring on the ring light so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So here's the ring light. So a couple of problems right away with this. One, I'm wearing glasses, and you can see that reflection in my glasses. So it takes my eyes away from you immediately. That reflection from the light covers my eyes. But the other thing it does is it flattens your face out. I'm going to take my glasses off. And so you lose a lot of the depth and dimension and shadow that makes your face look a little better on camera. This is a little less flattering. You also get this weird, like, alien spaceship ring light in your eye. Some people love that. I personally don't. Plus, these things are kind of blinding. So if you've got your camera set up inside of it and you're trying to live stream like I am, you can't see what people are saying on your Facebook Live. I'm watching all of you right now on my big monitor. These are okay. They work. They pump out a lot of light. I can even increase the intensity of the light. And now I can't really see anything. And again, if you wear glasses like I do sometimes, it completely covers your glasses with those reflections and is really harsh. So if you've got a ring light, sure, use it. They're fine. Again, we see a lot of makeup tutorials and beauty bloggers using them. I don't prefer them, and they can get kind of expensive. They run anywhere from $30 for a cheap one that doesn't put out a lot of light, up to $300 or $400 for a studio quality one. Or you can, again, use the $6 can lights you can pick up at Lowe's or Home Depot and get some really nice quality video for less than $20. So a couple of other things you'll notice. Today I have a blue backdrop because I'm in my studio, so I've got the ability to do that set up. And you don't have to do anything like that. If you've got a sheet that's an interesting color, set that up behind you. I usually recommend staying away from tan or beige walls, which a lot of our homes have. Those cream colored walls tend to blend in with your skin tone, so you kind of disappear into the background and it's not a very flattering look. So if you can do something like, I've got a big paper backdrop, but if you can grab a cool sheet and put it behind you, or a wall that's a different color than just skin tone or cream, that helps a lot. And will make a big difference in the way your video looks. So I always recommend something other than just those contractor beige walls that so many of us, especially here in Florida, have in our homes. So even if you want to set up in your living room with your living room behind you or your office behind you, that's a great way to go. I recommend staying away from windows. There's Alex, I'm assuming still up in New York right now, quarantined right now. Good afternoon, Alex. Good to see you, man. Alex is another filmmaker that we've worked with before. Anyway, set up with an office behind you, your living room behind you. Stay away from really bright windows because, again, these smaller digital camera sensors don't do well with extreme bright light behind you. It's going to make you look much more dim as the camera tries to compensate for that really bright light behind you. So as much light as you can keep on your face and as little light as you can have behind you. And like I said, I've got 3 right now. If I turn off the background light, you'll notice the background gets a little more boring. So adding in another $6 light back here just makes things a little more interesting to look at. So, if you've got the extra light, you got $6, then go for it. It's well worth the extra pop in the look that you get. And again, I've got 3 of these things. I can turn them off kind of one at a time. You can see the look. So we'll build this lighting setup one light at a time. There's one light, and you can see right away I've got a lot of shadow on this side of my face, which we want to some extent. This gives a little more depth and dimension and makes you look a little skinnier, which is nice. But this is probably a little too dark for the look that I want, especially in the background, so I can kick the background up. And now we're getting a little more interesting, still a little dramatic. So if I want to fill in these shadows, I'm going to use my 3rd light, bring that on, and now the shadows that were on the left side of my face are still there, but they're diminished quite a bit. It filled it in. So now my face still has a lot of depth and dimension, which is going to help you look your absolute best on camera. So again, doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're teaching meditation or you're reading a book to kids online, or you're talking about your business and how your business is responding and what your clients need to know, you can look your absolute best through these live streams without spending really any money. Just take a few minutes, think about what you can do to set this kind of stuff up, and find a place in your home that's kind of quiet, has a more interesting background than a beige wall, and set it up and go live stream. In the meantime, if you guys need any help with that, always reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text or an email or a message on Facebook. I'd be happy to help answer any of your questions that you might have, and look at your setup and help you figure out what you might be able to do. And at the same time, I have our primary studio here in our downtown location in DeLand set up right now for live streaming. And we're ready to have you come in with your own camera, your own phone, connect straight to your social media and start live streaming right here in the studio with our big studio lights, our big studio microphones, all of that gear ready to go for you. We just ask that you give us a heads up before you come over so we can make sure we're here. Email, DM, text, whatever you need to do to get in touch with us. Let us know you're coming. We are offering that right now in a pay-as-you-can model. So if you got a little money to throw at us for coming out and using the studio, great. If you don't have anything, that's fine too. We're just happy to help you get your message out, communicate with your friends, your family, your clients, your customers, whatever you need to do. So give us a shout. And then if you want a bigger production of some sort, we're happy to help with that too. Our team is still up and running. We're on a much smaller setup now, smaller team. We're not doing our big productions. But if you do need to live stream an event or record a quick video, we can still help with that as well, because now more than ever, communication is key. So be sure that you're setting things up to get the absolute best look and sound out of your live streams. So microphone, again, I'm just using my headphones from my iPhone clipped onto my shirt. Real down and dirty, but it helps a lot, making you sound more clear on your videos. And then lights. I've got 3 of them. They cost $6 a piece. I literally have $18 in this setup today here in the studio versus the hundreds of thousands of dollars we usually use for all this shit. So 3 lights, and they are all these $6 can lights from Lowe's or Home Depot. One behind me to give a little pop on the background, and then 2 in front of me just to light my face. So use what you got, make your stuff look and sound great, and if you need any help, let me know. And in the meantime, while I'm here, if anybody has any questions, I can see you on my big monitor on my live stream. So if you got anything, let me know. I'm happy to help while I'm here. And if not, then give me a shout. Let me know if you want to come by the studio. And we've got all of our big gear set up so that you can come into the studio, communicate with your customers, talk about your menu if you're a local restaurant, read a story to some kids, teach some yoga, whatever you might want to do. The studio is set up and ready for you. And again, we're doing that with a pay what you can model. Hey, there's Tank Spencer from Asheville watching. Tank, thank you. I saw your piece on the news the other day, and I'm thrilled to see that you guys are still working and still talking about sports, even though there's not a lot of that going on. So thank you, Tank, for continuing to show up to work and entertain all of us like you have for years and years and years. I loved seeing that news piece on you. Dean, good morning. Yes, definitely need to come by the studio. Chris, we definitely could do a live broadcast for your band. If we're going to do that, we need to talk a little bit about audio and what kind of sound system you want to put in place. But give me a shout. We can definitely talk about that. Our space would be perfect for it. And I'd be happy to do that. Anything we can do to keep entertaining people. I was thrilled to see our friends at the Athens Theater, have to plug them, but they're doing story time every night for kids, which is great. I'm going to be reading one of those hopefully later next week. So lots of people still out doing things and entertaining online. Tabitha, your iPhone 8 Plus is perfect. And frankly, iMovie is not a bad editor. It's free. It's easy to use. It does really well. You can layer in extra video and audio. It's not a bad way to go. I'm on my iPhone X right now. I wanted to do this in exactly the same way I'm teaching you guys to do it. So I'm actually using my iPhone X or 10, whatever they're calling it, right now. So yeah, iPhone 8 is great. iMovie is fantastic. Christian, good morning, good afternoon. I don't even know what time it is. Good afternoon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for everything you're doing to keep the arts going. I'm glad to see so many people doing that. And we're happy to help with that a little bit if we can, especially here in our little corner of the world. I'm glad to see DeLand doing so much to keep arts and entertainment and small business going. Just this week, the city of DeLand set up a number of pickup spots, designated parking spots on Woodland for our local restaurants and businesses. As a matter of fact, Persimmon Hollow is doing the same thing. You can go pick up beer right now at Persimmon, which is really cool. So thanks, Persimmon, for keeping me going through all of this. I certainly do appreciate it. Also, shout out to Bodie and Soul right here in DeLand, our local spa and wellness center. They actually provided me with my beard oil, which keeps me looking sharp for my live broadcast today. And you can actually get on their website, order online, and they've got a couple of designated pickup spots right in front of their store on Woodland. You can swing by and pick up all of your essential oils and wellness gifts and whatever else you might need. So a lot of folks here in the local community still keeping things going, and we're here to help support. So if you're a small business owner and you need a live stream, come by. We're glad to help. Anybody else have any questions while I'm on here? I feel like I'm just rambling. I see Tina Kirk and Sunho watching, which is great to have so many friends paying attention this morning. So questions, comments, curse words while I'm here? Anybody? I'm glad to help if I can. So, all right, well, I'm going to probably go ahead and end the live broadcast, but I will leave this video up because I did talk about a handful of things that you can do to make your live stream or recorded videos look and sound as good as you can for free with just stuff you have laying around the house. So go back and rewatch the video. And in the meantime, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, DM me here on Facebook. You can reach out to me through the Studio Creative Group, however you want to get in touch. If you have questions, I'm happy to help. And if you need a quick place to do a down and dirty live stream and make it look great, then let me know. Come by the studio, pay what you can. I'll barter too. We'll take food, beer, liquor, wine, toilet paper. Apparently that's a commodity these days. So I'd be happy to exchange any or all of the above for any of the services I can help provide. And if you just need some advice, give me a shout. Glad to help. But in the meantime, run to Lowe's. Grab some of these guys. $6, $7, something like that. You'll be in great shape. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. happy live streaming. Keep creating content. You're going to be seeing more out of me through this, mostly because I'm bored. So I'll be doing a lot more. Haven't decided what yet. Might read some poetry, might read a book. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but we're going to keep it going. And if you want to see more video tips and tricks, I'd be happy to do more of that. We covered very little in this world today. We could teach this stuff for months and months. So if you want to see more of that, let me know. Be happy to do it for you. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Stay safe. Watch your hands. Don't touch anybody but yourself. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.